afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Sunday, October the 7th, 2012, and here is this week's weekend review. Want to first start by taking a look to see how some of the key sectors and indices closed here on a percentage basis. The NASDAQ closed up 0.73%. The Russell 2000 closed up 0.3%. The Dow Jones closed up 0.7%. S&P 500 closed up 1.14%. USO crude oil closed down 2.63%. GLD closed up 0.19%. SLV closed down 0.59%. JJC copper closed down 0.4%. The banking index, the BKX, was the strongest index, strongest sector across the board, closed up 3.38%. Oil index, the XOI, closed down 0.25%, so pretty much flat week there since crude oil has been getting hit. As you can see here, crude oil was hit this week and it got hit last week as well. So basically a mixed sign across the board. I mean, we did have some nice action on Friday where these gains would have been much higher, but the market gapped up Friday and faded just about all across the board. And now next week's going to be a very interesting week to see if we still hold these levels and continue trending higher off of Friday's little shake action to the downside off the jobs number. Now, one thing that I want to mention here, the jobs number, the jobs number came out good, but, a lot of people are saying the jobs number were fluffed up and were manipulated. Probably so. We don't know that, but, just based on how everything's working, a lot of people are saying that was a scenario. But at the end of the day, we take the opposite side. What if the jobs number would have came in worse than expected? Would the market have gapped down, and then the whole media would have been pumping that where we're going to have to put some more money into the system. There's going to be more QE, and then what? The market would have been bought up on on that action and closed on the highs. So it could have worked both ways. So really just pay attention to the price action, all right? And so far, the price action is telling us that we're just had a little sell day on Friday, and that we're still remain intact. So we'll see. So let's take a look at the daily chart of the SPY. 147 remains level to watch. That 147 comes from this little closing price, this little inverted hammer that we put in back here on September 14th, right when we ran right into our resistance channel that we had on watch. Pulled back. We're back at that level now, and so far it's acting as resistance. All right. Levels to watch going forward for Monday. You want to be watching S&P. SPY's highs 147.16, and then the lows around 145.70. Now taking a look at the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame shows that we're just basically consolidating in a range between 144 and 147. Once we break out this range and we hold above it, whether it be the top side or the downside, we're going to get some nice trend action. So far, just realize, try not to do much. We're just consolidating. You are having some stocks breaking out. You are having some stocks breaking down. So it's really, we remain in that little stock selective market right now where you just can't buy and hold a basket of stocks because a lot of stocks are doing some things on their own merits. So now taking a look at the monthly chart. Monthly chart still looks pretty good. Again, we're having trouble near these January highs from the 2008 bear market on the SPY. That remains to be around 147. So if we can start holding above 147, that would be good. But at the moment, we are having some trouble in that area. Now let's take a look at the SPX, just a regular cash index. SPX, same thing, having trouble around the January highs right there. That level on the SPX is around 1471.77. If we can get above that level, we could definitely start making our way towards 1500. Taking a look at the weekly, you can see the weekly will remain above this 1425 level, and we're just basically consolidating above 1425 and 1470 on the cash index via the SPX. Daily chart, we have that nice little uptrend intact. Had this nice little downward bullish channel break. However, we had a nice little close above that trend line on Thursday. Another close above it on Friday, but just, not a nice looking candle. As Friday's candle really just shows indecision. I'm not sure what the name is, but just know what the candle, some people may call this a gravestone doji or even just a doji. Who cares? Just know that the candlestick means indecision, and that's all that happened on Friday. Bulls weren't sure if they wanted to pick it up and hold up. There's levels. Sellers are like, well, this is some good levels to sell it against. Let's sell it down. So that's where we stand right now. So as long as we remain above this little downward trend line and we don't fall right back inside of it on an ugly candle, I would have to think that as long as we hold above, say, I would say 1450, we should be in good shape, even if we pull back a little bit. Okay, now let's take a look at the ES. The ES, this is very important. As you guys, I've been tracking, showing you guys some of my proprietary channel analysis that I do. Look at the ES via my channel system. And as you can see here, I've basically been calling the market to the T back and forth throughout all this action right here. Ever since we broke this prior support, we broke down at it, then it was acting as resistance kind of earlier this week and mid this week till we finally closed above it on Thursday. All right, and as you guys know, this is like a bear trap right here. Okay, a lot of people got shaken out. We had that nice little breakdown below that high base channel that we were forming right here. Okay, nice little high base broke down last Tuesday. That's when we were selling the Apple and selling some of those weak stocks, buying calls in the TZA. Like I said, shorting Apple and shorting some of those other weak stocks. Intel, a whole bunch of them were breaking down when the whole market just fell out of this little high base flag that we were trying to form there, channel, whatever you want to call it. So then earlier this week, we broke right back above it. The key level that you guys have been telling me, that you guys have been hearing me talk about and telling the followers and everybody that's in our chat room. Again, if you have not been to our chat room, the chat room is mywallstreettv.com. Password to log in is SMART, S-M-A-R-T, lowercase. So in any case, the level that we've been watching is around the 1445 level, stating the fact that if we could hold above 1445, everything down here could be a potential bear trap. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened. All right, then we had a nice little short squeeze pop since we're back above the base now. That was prior support, resistance. Now is acting as support again. We're back above that level. Had a nice little short squeeze pop on Thursday. Friday had a nice little pop, but then they faded it. But it kind of makes sense for the fact, look, we're up 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5 days. That was the fifth day on a gap up. They sold it. So, based off of Friday's action, I'm not too bearish on the market at all. I'm more neutral now. But just showing you guys the fact that, we have been, maneuvering through the markets pretty smooth here using some of the analysis that we do over here at Wall Street Trading. And so far, we have some key levels to watch. And, even if we pull back now, we just want to make sure we hold above that 1445 area. And now this trend line is going to be matching up around, say, 1442 or so. So we'll keep you guys on track with the markets via this system that we've been using and showing you guys with. And, of course, if I was just take off the my analysis here and just use regular price action and moving averages for some of you guys that don't believe in trend lines or trend line analysis or channel analysis, we'll just look at the trend. The trend is still up. We still remain above the moving averages, and we just basically had some sellers come in and basically sell it against this 1470 high that we made. And so far, we're just basically in a range here. Just if you just want to keep it simple and just look at the regular price action and levels, horizontal price action levels, you can see that 1468 is top of the range, 1420 or so is the bottom of the range. Who knows? Maybe we consolidate a little bit to the elections in this low range. Who knows? So just stay on your toes. Taking a look at the weekly time frame. All right, the weekly time frame still remains in this little upward channel. And 1407 is the level to watch on the ES. Then we have 1468. Taking a look at the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame still looks pretty good. And the reason why I show you guys the different vehicles for the S&P is because some people watch a SPY, some people watch the SPX, some people watch the ES. It all depends. So anyway, that's the S&P 500 across the board. Taking a look at the Q's daily chart, we still remain above that 68-65 level. We had a bullish engulfing candle on Friday. A lot of this was to the weakness in Apple. Things were kind of weird on Friday because the market was, trading high early in the morning, and Apple was showing relative weakness as it gapped down, and then it held below its opening price, and then kind of bear flagged a bit, and then just broke down. So anyway, the Qs are still looking all right. I don't like the Friday's candle, but as long as we can hold above 68.65, we should be in good shape. If we start holding below 68.65, we may come back down towards the 68 level to retest near these 50-day simple and exponential moving averages on the daily time frame. Taking a look at the weekly chart, we are above the highs that we had back here in April. So the key level to watch again on the Qs is 68. Then taking a look at the monthly chart, you guys can see here I put the Fibonacci levels from the tech bubble sell-off that we had here back from 2001, 2002. All right, and we're at the 50% retracement of that sell-off. So you can see here we got rejected against that 70.52 level last month, and so far this month we still remain below that trend line. So that's the Qs. Taking a look at the IWM. IWM was an easy trade that we had in the chat room. Like I highlighted pre-market, I was like, look, the IWM has been trading in this range for the past 8 sessions. If the market gaps up, you want to buy the TNA on Monday. So we made some decent cash flow early morning Monday, and I tweeted this out on the Wall Street Trade Twitter and also on my own Twitter account. All right, and I tweeted out the fact that, okay, if you want to make some easy money, you could buy the TNA on Monday because the markets hold up. It should catch up. Well, what happened? The TNA broke out, made some decent money early in the morning, then slowly, little by little, it just started fading. And I'm showing you the IWM right now. Of course, you guys, for some of you traders out there, the TNA that don't know, the TNA is the leverage ETF that replicates the IWM. And you can see here the IWM broke out, then came right back in. And we'll take a look at that here shortly. So anyway, the IWM needs to get back above 84.50 and hold. I do not like how it traded right back in this range because then we want to make sure we don't get stuck in a bull trap here where we had a bull trap from the fake breakout of this trend line, or better yet, just looking at the horizontal price action, better yet, a fake breakout of this little range here. Okay, you can see we broke out and we came right back in. So we have to remain cautious of this IWM. As you guys know, the small cap Russell. The Russell 2000, the small caps, have been showing relative weakness, and now the fact that they try to show some strength with the market, they weren't able to, and they came right back in. That's definitely something I'm keeping a close eye on. Taking a look at the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame still looking pretty decent. We need to hold above this 83 level here. If we start holding below 83, we could come back down towards, I would say, 80.50. Taking a look at the monthly time frame. Monthly looks pretty decent as well. Still remains a nice little uptrend, and it's going to get interesting, guys. Next month are the elections. Next month is the elections, and it's just going to get pretty interesting to see who becomes the new president, whether it's Obama with the new term, or whether it's Romney taking a new position in the White House. So we'll see. Let's take a look at real quick, just to show you guys the TNA since we're talking about that. TNA 5-minute chart. You can see had this nice little move breakout. This is where we made most of our money early in the morning in the chat room. Took some profits up here, held some break evens, and those just started bleeding away slowly. So didn't really like the price action on Friday and some of the sectors and some of the indices. So in any case, that's a breakdown of the indices. Let's take a look at. I want to start by taking a look at crude oil via the crude oil futures. You can see we remain below that $94 level. And you guys recall earlier in the week I talked about if we do not break above 94, we continue to hold below, we could get some selling pressure. Well, midweek they just sold crude oil. Thursday they came right back and bought it up. And there's a battle going on right here in crude oil, as you guys can see. When you see any type of action like this with big sell bar, a lot of emotion in there, the big buy bar, a lot of emotion in there, there's really a battle going on in crude oil. And believe it or not, take a look at this. The California gas price is hitting an all-time high. I see here Super Plus is going for $5.89 in California, $5.79 for the special, and $5.69 for regular. That's pretty crazy. Now, the gas stations across the state are running out and some are shutting down, but whatever. I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention for some of you guys that have not heard about that yet. So in any case here, crude oil, next level to support to watch is around 87. Resistance looks to be around 92 now, and it's still at 94 level. Taking a look at the weekly, you can see here it's still fading off below that 94. And then taking a look at the monthly, this is where it gets interesting. Take off these Fibonacci's right here. Monthly charts in a big, nice little wedge here, guys. And this crude oil is going to be looking for a big move going into the new year. And inside of the new year, you can see that we're just closing up here, getting more towards this apex in the crude oil monthly time frame. So we're going to have a big breakout in crude oil, all right? Or we're going to have a nice little breakdown in crude oil. So, guys, this is going to be a nice monster trade that's going to take place here. So hold your horses on this one, but make sure you have that on watch. So this is setting up for something big. All right, now let's take a look at gold via the gold futures, via the GC gold futures contract. All right, we broke above 1720. We broke above 1760, and so far we're holding above 1780. 1780 remains level to watch, and of course we have 1800. That's right there. Taking a look at the weekly time frame, we're at the top of the range here. And 1800 is a big level, guys. We break above 1800 and hold, we're going to have a nice pop towards 1850, if you ask me. And of course, there's going to have to be some type of catalyst that allows that to happen. Taking a look at the weekly time frame, at the monthly time frame, I mean, as long as we hold above 1750 on the gold futures, I think we're in good shape. Then we need to break above this 1826 area. So gold remains another interesting area as well in the market, as a lot of the gold miner stocks are trading pretty nice. All right, take a look at silver via the SLV. A lot of people have been talking about silver. Silver still needs to break above 34 weekly time frame. Still cruising along, looking pretty good. Need to consolidate a little bit up here. And the monthly time frame, nice buy bars came in for the month of August and September. And now we're looking to see what's going to happen here in October. Are we going to get a breakout, or are we just going to consolidate up here and chop around and then break out next month? We'll have to wait and see. All right, copper via the JJC. Copper is back at this resistance level around the 48 area. As you can see here, there was some. This was a little range that we were trading in before. Then we broke down a little top of the. Remember, this is top of the range, so this becomes resistance. So you can see we're just chopping around right here, kind of like little pennant action that you could say is taking place right here on the copper. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Now let's take a look at the dollar futures /-DX. Dollar futures highlighted the fact earlier in the week in one of the after the bell market summaries how we remain below this downward trend line and how they may try to short the rallies right here since we're below this trend line. And I'm not really bullish on the dollar until we get back above, say, 80.75. So far the dollar remains this little downward channel. You know, if I want, I could move this little trend line down here now and use that little bottom area as a gauge now and say, okay, this is a new downward channel. Just had to fix the line up a bit. So the dollar could continue to fade. All right, the dollar could continue to fade, and we're going to continue to see that those nice moves in some of the precious metals. You can see here this thing's breaking this little uptrend line that was in place here for about 1 week, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks here. So keep an eye on the dollar futures. If the dollar futures remain below 79.63 and we see some early selling pressure next week, we could be expecting to move down towards 78.75, and then we'll be taking an eye on some of the commodity sectors and some of the sectors that move to the top side when we have a weak dollar. All right, so that's that. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. You can see we broke this little long upward channel that was in place from last September. Broke that. We still remain below that trend line, of course. And then the monthly time frame. Look at this, guys. Monthly time frame. Reason why we're getting a lot of selling pressure on the dollar because look, we had a fake break. We had a bull flag that failed right here. Big up month. Sideways consolidation for about 3 months. We should have held above 81.50. Failed, pull right back in, and look at that. We broke down. So if that trend continues, we can expect the dollar futures to go all the way back down towards 78. We break 78, this thing's a goner. All right, so a lot of interesting things taking place out in the market right now on a global level. All right, so that's the dollar futures. What else did I want to make sure I take a look at here? That's a dollar futures. Of course, tonight at 9:30 p.m. we'll be having our live chart session, taking a look at the different stocks that we're going to be watching. That will happen tonight. Oh, yeah, let me take a look at the euro. All right, take a look at the euro, which has been acting strong pretty lately, ever since we got a little bounce off our key trend line right here that we highlighted. I was expecting to pull back towards our key area, towards this red shaded area. All right, but so far we didn't get that. We got a nice little bounce off that level there, and now I'm paying close attention to this little channel range that I see that we're trading in to see if we're going to break that top side. So if the euro could trade above this 1.3078 level and hold above it, we could get a nice move back up towards the top side, back up towards 131.69. That's going to definitely, we're definitely going to be watching that to see if that happens. Because if that happens, we're going to be expecting the dollar to sell off and the market to move higher. All right, now let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX is very important. The VIX, continues to trade like crap, and like crap, I mean it just continues to bounce up and get faded, bounce up and get faded, bounce up, get faded, and now going forward, we remain in this little downward channel. All right, we have not broke the top side of this channel yet, but definitely going to be watching this 13 level, guys. If the VIX breaks below 13 and holds below 13, all right, say hello to the lower 12s, lower 11s, lower 10s now. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but just to know that we've been in this little downward channel. All right, we called the pop. We called for the expected pop that happened in volatility for the past week and a half or so, for the fact that when the market was trading sideways to up, the VIX, the volatility index, was actually holding this 1331 level, holding the bid when it really should have traded back down to the bottom of this little channel like it's been doing, and it didn't. That shows you that people were buying protection about 2 weeks ago, which that worked out well for those people there to hedge your portfolio. We got that nice little pop in volatility like we expected. Looked like we're about to break out. We pulled back in, and now we broke this little upward channel that we have in play that you can see I have highlighted here. So now we remain below 15, guys, and we break 13. We're going to be expecting the VIX to sell off and come into this 11 area. That's definitely going to be something interesting to watch. But at the same time, we can use the same analysis and say, okay, if the market continues to go high and the VIX continues to hold this 13.31 level, then something's up. So it could work both ways. So that's what I'm keeping a close eye on for our followers and for our subscribers, and we'll definitely keep you guys in tune with what's going on in the VIX. Now, some weak sectors to highlight that I want to highlight here are the semiconductors. Take a look at the SOX, guys. The SOX broke out above this 390 level, consolidated in this range for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks or so, 7.5 weeks. Broke down out of it last week, tried to pop above it on Friday, came right back in. Guys, if the semis remain below 390, look for this to get some more selling pressure and move right back down. We got to get back above that 390 level on the semis. And one of the main semiconductors that have been weak stock-wise is Intel. All right, and I have some of my channel analysis on Intel, and you can see Intel has earnings next week, and you can at the same time see Intel's respecting my two key channel levels that I have highlighted here. And this is just a regular channel, guys. It's at a slight angle. All right. So now, if it breaks, when it breaks out this little range that it's trading in, that's at an angle. It's not a regular horizontal range like it would be like so, but it's a downward sloping range. We're going to get a nice move to the top side, or earnings going to come out. We're going to get a nice move to the downside. So this is a nice trade setting up for us and our followers. It's not playing out yet right now. It's just consolidating, but this is definitely going to give us a nice little tradable trend action, whether it be to the bottom side, which I think it's going to be because Intel has been acting weak, or whether it's surprise and we start trading to the top side and we trap some people that's been trying to short Intel. All right, so that's one trade that we have setting up just to give you guys a heads up. And take a look at CLAC. CLAC's another stock that's looking weak that's in that sector. All right, and there are a couple other weak tech stocks. Take a look at Oracle. Oracle got smashed on Friday. I'm not sure if there was any news out on it. Let me take a look on the intraday time frame, and no, they just gapped and they were selling it the whole day. So it's not like some news came out at 11 o'clock or so that it sold off. Stock was just a weak stock. Definitely going to be looking for this to have some continuation. If we were to draw this little kind of trend line right here, we can even say, hey, this thing forming like a little head and shoulders pattern here. Your left shoulder, your little head, your little right shoulder. Maybe I'm looking into it a bit too much, but definitely keep Oracle on watch. Nice engulfing candlestick on Friday. Just wiped out Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and even a little bit of last Friday's close. Weak stock, guys. Short the lows. 31.27. Target's going to be back down towards 30. Taking a look at the volume on the put side. Heavy volume on the put side on the 31 strike Octobers. All right, and on the 31 strike Novembers. So keep that stock on watch there. And let me take a look at the weekly chart. Top side selling off the top side. Monthly chart selling off against this 32 area. All right, so that's the one idea that we're going to be talking about in our Sunday night chart session. That's tonight at 9:30 p.m. in the My Wall Street TV room. Again, if you have not been to our chat room yet, it's mywallstreettv.com. It is free at the moment. Check it out. We have about 30 plus people in there all at one time. It all depends. And it's getting pretty interesting, guys. Got a lot of stuff going on. Next week's going to be a very interesting week based off of Friday's action. We're going to have to see what levels hold, what levels do not hold. And prime example, look at the IWM, guys. The IWM broke out. Maximize this real quick. The IWM broke out. This is a Russell 2000 futures now. Russell 2000 futures broke above the 843 level. Came into this resistance at 850 and just got smacked right down, rejected. I would have thought that we would have consolidated up here and chopped around a bit, but we didn't. We just came right back down and broke back below. That's ugly action in the small caps, especially since the small caps have been showing this relative weakness. Now taking a look at the ES here. All right, let me take out some of these studies here just to show you guys the major pattern. You guys can see we broke out of this triangle pattern, which is the black trend line that I have on the chart. We broke out that triangle pattern here. All right, and ran up on Friday and pulled back in. All right, so we got a back test in the last hour, and we held that 1452 level. Remember, this was a breakout. Back test held. So a key level to watch going forward on the ES, just to touch base again, is going to be this 1452 now. If we break back below 1452, that means that this whole pattern of this little triangle consolidation that we had here, all right, this whole little pattern is going to be a failed breakout. And we can definitely get some people that are stuck to the bull side now and have some selling pressure move us back down towards 1442, the bottom of the channel of the triangle trend line. So again, next week's going to be a very interesting week, guys. Make sure you guys are on your P's and Q's. We'll have some more stocks that we're going to cover to watch the bull side to the short side in tonight's chart session. But for some of you guys that don't make it, I'll definitely go over a couple more here. Looking at Starbucks, SBUX, another weak stock. I've been watching this stock for the past couple weeks here. Stock looks like it wants to go lower. Volume is picking up. while the trend is moving down. And if Starbucks continues to hold below 49, we can see it move back down towards 47. I'm eyeing the put option on this one right here, guys. And you can see there's heavy volume on the November 48 strike puts and on the 50 strike puts. Maybe somebody's putting on a put spread, a vertical put spread to the downside, looking for the stock to be below 48 in November and hold below 48. So we'll see different ways you could play it. All right, whether you buy puts, do a put vertical, short the stock, whatever. Sell calls against it, however you want to do it. This is a weak stock, though. Another weak stock we have on watch is FFIV. All right, FFIV, you guys can see it was consolidating in this nice little range here. Broke out, fell to hold above 106. Could get some more selling to the downside. You can see a little volume pop that came in there on Friday. See, volume's looking like it wants to increase. So keeping an eye on that as well. We do have some strong stocks out there. Take a look at WFM. WFM had a nice day on Friday. Definitely going to be looking for that one to see if it continues to the top side. BA held up pretty nice on Friday. That's Boeing. All right, breaking out of this little range between this 70, 78 level and this 69.27 level. You can see that. See if this one continues to the top side. See, there's just different stocks out there. Just a couple of different stocks out there. ExxonMobil trying to hold above and break out this range. Keep an eye on ExxonMobil. If energy stocks start to get jiggy with it again, back to the top side. Let's see here. Best Buy's been in play. Nah. I mean, it had a nice day on Thursday, but pulled back a bit on Friday. But you can see it's breaking this little downward trend line. So I'm keeping a close eye on that stock as well. What else here? So just going through a couple of stocks I haven't watched. BBBY, Triple BY, Bed Bath & Beyond. A stock to watch to the short side if it breaks below 61.19. This one has been on the weak radar as well. Take a look at the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, you can see it's forming like a little bear flag right here. Keep an eye on Bed Bath & Beyond, guys. You can see this heavy selling bar, sideways consolidation for 2 weeks. This thing breaks out this little flag to get some nice selling. Let me take a look at the put activity on it. So a lot of put action going off on the 60 strike October puts. All right, stock's trading at 61 right now, and some action going off on the 60 Novembers. I like to look at the call option and put option activity on a stock where I'm looking for it to make moves because, a lot of smart money moves around in the option market. Of course, you guys know that. And that's really about it, guys. More of the analysis will be going on tonight in the chart session. Hope I didn't drag this video out. Hope you guys wrote down some of the key levels that we'll be watching next week. Hope you guys looked at some of the analysis that we showed you guys and see how accurate that we've been maneuvering through this market via some of our channel analysis, or some of my channel analysis, and via just knowing what levels are of importance. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later on tonight at 9:30 p.m. If you have not been to our website yet, go to wallstreettrading.com. We actually have some new things that are going to be in the loop on the website pretty soon. Some new services and stuff that we'll be offering that will be up. Make sure you go follow us on Facebook at Wall Street Trading. Follow us on Twitter at Wall Street Trade. WALLST Trade, and follow us on StockTwits at My Wall Street TV. And hey, subscribe to the videos. I mean, if you like the analysis that we're given, and you want to get the video in your YouTube stream or on your Facebook stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to catch the videos before they hit the blog. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your day today. If you like football, go enjoy some football, relax. It's going to be an interesting week next week. Have a good time, guys. Catch you guys tonight at 9:30 p.m. in the My Wall Street TV trading room. Later.